Good afternoon. It's a fantastic day today. The lead bank in India, HDFC, who had been so prominent, we know when we call about think of HDFC bank, it is HDFC. Today we are privileged. HDFC has taken the responsibility to be a lead bank in agriculture sector. So it is a privilege to know more about what they are going to do into rural and agriculture from the mouth of the head national, Mr. Anil. So welcome, Anil. We would like to know a lot about, we know a lot about HDFC in fact. Now we want to know the unique activities that you are going to do into the rural and farming community. What are the new initiatives you are starting now?
So let me first, explain to you, HDFC Bank, it's been now for the last 28 years. And we've been very dominant in the metro and urban segments. But as part of our, growth engine, we realize semi-urban rural, the way it's growing, 60% of our country's population is based off semi-urban rural. So if we have to, the next growth engine has to be semi-urban rural. And one of the important sectors in semi-urban rural is, we have MSME, SME, service sector, manufacturing sector, but agriculture is, a very, very important segment in semi-urban rural. So while we have today, you will be, surprised to know, 75,000 crore is the lending that we currently have on agri segment, 75,000 crore.
Okay.
And we are already, the top two player in this segment, including the public sector and private sector banks. We are the top two players. And we've been consistently being in the top two for the last couple of quarters. Now, as part of our regulatory obligation also, we need to do, as part of a percentage of a book, which is 18%, has to be on the small and marginal farmer. So we've launched a lot of new products on the specific for the small and marginal farmers. So we're launching unsecured lending. We're launching, both for existing customers and also for new farmers. So our focus on this segment is already very high. And as we get into the next financial year, we're going to increase our presence on the semi-urban rural. Just let me explain to you, Reserve Bank of India is doing a pilot project, which is going to be an end-to-end digital, product for cattle finance. And we are the only bank they are piloting this with. Once this becomes, a pilot with HDFC Bank, obviously they will replicate with other banks. But that's the kind of, importance and that's the kind of responsibility we have at HDFC Bank. Because once it is end-to-end digital, the turnaround time, everything becomes so seamless. And the end, the farmer gets his, money on time. So that's some of the new initiatives that we're taking on the agri segment.
It's fantastic. The government has recognized a reliable bank is good for the rural. And as you are talking about this, for this animal dairy sector, you are launching some products. How it is going to help the farmers especially?
Like I said, once you have this end-to-end digital, so the turnaround time, what used to happen was, one, the understanding of the farmer, what documents. See, starting to come into a bank, he was apprehensive.
Yeah.
So whether he walks into an HDFC bank, will he get a loan? So now we are reaching out. Okay. Currently we have 8,000 branches. 51% of our branches are in semi-urban rural. Next, we are going to add anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500 branches. Again, we will end up having 50 to 55% of the branches again in semi-urban rural. So we are improving our geographical presence. So out of 6 lakh villages that we are in India, we're already covering close to 2 lakh. We want to take this 2 lakh number to 2.5, 3 lakhs in the next 6 months. So coverage of every village, 717 districts, every district we have a branch. We've now started a concept of bank on wheels. So wherever we feel that, a customer cannot reach our branch, we have everything that a branch has, we put it in on a vehicle and we've called it bank on wheels. That vehicle is going to be standing outside, a prominent place in a village every day. So it's suppose Monday between 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, my bank on wheels, the customer can come and deposit cash, he can withdraw cash, he can do his Aadhaar updation, he can take a gold loan, he can take a, agricultural loan. So whatever he could come and do inside a branch, that will be available on a moving vehicle. So that we have launched 7 bank on wheels already in the country. We started with Palghar in Maharashtra. Then we launched it in, Bishnupur in West Bengal. Then we did in Ankleshwar in Gujarat. We did in Punjab. We did in Madurai. Then we did one more in South Karnataka. And our target is to put 300 bank on wheels wherever they are unbanked, where banks are not there and it's unbanked and the farmer community is, apprehensive to come to the branch and they have to travel 40, 50 kilometers. The bank on wheels is going to be available for them in the nearest village market where they can come and do all transactions.
So these wheel on
Bank on wheels.
bank on wheels will keep on moving the village, or they will be fixed in one place?
So say Monday 10 to 2 in one prominent place. Every Monday 10 to 2 it will be there, because the feedback that we started this sometime in the month of August last year, and we realized that people wanted to see, okay, is the bank coming only on one day and then you're not coming, because reliability is very important.
Yeah.
Continuity is very important. That's how you develop the kind of trust. Banking is all about trust. So we realized every Monday they should know that HDFC Bank on Wheels is going to be there from 10 to 2. Whether a customer walks in or not walks in, I will have my Bank on Wheels stationed in that place 10 to 2. Again, at between 2 to 4 in some other location. So every Monday, 2 locations, every Tuesday, different 2 locations. So it'll keep moving, but stationed between 2 to 4 hours in one particular place on the same day, same time.
Okay. So all the 7 days is available?
No, Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Okay. So I would like to know, do you have created some special products for
so
the
which is
farming
what I was
community?
saying. So like I said, we realized that there were 2-3 challenges with farming. One is, not getting adequate lending. Number 2, documentation. And number 3, turnaround time. Because see, he has 2 crops, right? Rabi and Kharif. If he wants money at that time, and if you give him money after 3 months, that is not, the money that he wanted, his end user is not going to get. So turnaround time, keeping documentation simple, and also giving him clarity of what is possible, what is not possible. So we made all these 3 things, very, very systematic. The farmer knows if he has to take loan from HDFC Bank, these are the 4 documents he has to give. Like I said, we've also now started an unsecured product. So typically we used to take a land, his jewelry, his other things as mortgage, and then giving him a loan. Now we realize that good farmers, people who have credible model, and people who are, like we said, the intent is, very clear. And nowadays with bureau records and all, we can come to know, the farmers if he has a bad track or a good track record. So basis all that and artificial intelligence, machine learning, we've made a product which is very simple. End to end, the turnaround time is also within 24 to 48 hours. So we've kept the documentation simple, and we've kept the turnaround time also, cruxed. So that when he wants the money, he can get it in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Great. It's a fantastic thing, because see, when you look at the rural market is infested by the money loan lenders. So I'm very confident that the way lead banks like HDFC, if we reach out, the money saved is money earned actually.
Absolutely.
Because the huge number of money that is there spent on interest rate, I think is much more than what they earn. I think the lead role that HDFC and other banks can play in the rural will be a big game. So I would like to know the same way, how do you feel that the problem that the farmers face is mainly the crop loss challenges that come. So do you have any strategy that if the farmer has got some problems, calamity happens, how to manage that? Do you have thought something like that?
So I think there's crop insurance, that Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is, so we now are ensuring that every loan that we're doing comes with this crop insurance.
Okay.
So at least, his, thing gets transferred to an insurance company.
Okay.
So those are the people who can actually manage risk. Today, how do we, promote life insurance? People used to, in India, if you go, in internationally Western countries, medical insurance is something which the person takes first.
Yeah.
In India, it's the most, underpenetrated product is insurance. People don't understand insurance, right? We take it only, it's only the upper class, and upper middle class and higher class take insurance. If you look at middle class, lower middle class, they don't still understand about insurance. But I think we are instilling this concept that crop insurance is now mandatory. So that if there's a problem, in case of, because weather is, we all, lives in the vagaries of nature, right? We can't predict weather. Today also AI/ML is not used. Drones are not used as much as we would like to, the way Western countries are using. So I think as we progress, some of these things will get built in. But currently we're ensuring that, that Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is something that we're promoting very, very actively, and which is going to help the farmers to take care of these risks.
Anil, what we observed in the rural, usually the people take a lot of gold loan, where we have seen the other financial institutions are growing in a big way. Before, we know that the organized banks were not that inclined to gold loan. How do you are doing it?
I think it's a very, something been of a big focus for the bank. I think we've realized that in the semi-urban rural and in this farming community with the agriculture and farmers, one is crop loan, taking a Kisan crop loan. And the other, the most important, loan that they take is gold loan. Because today, say still whatever money that they have in excess, they invest in gold. India still has, a lot of fascination and love for the yellow metal. So especially in the semi-urban, rural, and the farming, the agriculture and the farmers, I think gold loan is a very, very important hedge against the any calamity. Maybe it's a wedding in the family. Somebody is unwell. They want to send somebody for higher education. Anything that they want, gold loan is a fallback. So agriculture gold loan is something that we as a bank, maybe we were slightly late, but now we have started this product, and all our 7,500 branches are now offering, agri gold loan in all our branches. And we'll be happy to, tell you that we are trying to even digitize this product, and we're trying to do it, do this across the counter and give this money, in a couple of hours. So that is something that we've started. Yeah, it's been now 3 months, but better late than never is what I would like to tell you.
Great. So, it's fantastic. So sometimes they may not have all these documents and all other things to be required to be done immediately. So in that type of time, how the bank will able to help them out?
So let me clarify. We've tried to keep it very simple.
Okay.
So when we take, give loans to MSME and, SMEs and, all that, we have a lot of documents. For farming, we've kept it very simple. But like I told you, these are, banking is regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. Banks, the money that the banks get is from the public. It's the public money. So we are responsible to also ensure that, so we will obviously, we're trying to make it very simple. We're trying to keep the documentation as simple as possible. We're trying to reduce the turnaround time. But though if simple documentation is also not available, then obviously we'll be upfront and transparent in telling the farmer that we will not be able to. So in HDFC Bank, we believe in transparency and complete, clarity. So we will keep everything as simple. But those simple documents, if are not available, because then we are, on the scrutiny of the regulator, and we are, basically the custodian of the, deposits of public. Okay. So to that extent, we'll have to, be exercising caution. Okay. But if the intent of the farmer is right and the documentation is simple, I don't think so there's a problem.
Okay. The same way what we know about the agriculture infrastructure fund you have. Where we see many players are not consistent in that game. How do you think about that?
So I think, good that you asked this question, but as a bank for the last 4 quarters, we've been number 1 and number 2 consistently in agriculture infrastructure fund. And, in fact, last week, for this financial year, the fund got over last week, and we got a call from the principal secretary, actually saying that they've been so happy with HDFC Bank's performance on the AIF, that they will be called and be specially felicitated for this. Okay. So it's our privilege, and we realized that this is something that we would like to do. So we are offering this, and we are being very, very actively participating in these funds, government schemes. And the good part is we are being consistent. It's not that if 1 quarter we participate, and the second quarter we fall back. We've been consistently for the last 4 quarters been in the top 2, and we would like this journey to continue for years to come.
And the final. How do you feel the association or MOU signed with Krishi Jagran and HDFC will take?
So, like I said, we want to be a very dominant player in the semi-urban rural. We figured out that, Krishi Jagran has inherent strengths. They understand this segment of FPOs, farmers very well. So, it's like, it's like a handshake. We would like to understand this segment better with credible partners like Krishi Jagran, and then have joint programs which will help, the livelihood, the basic, actually doubling the farmer's income, and whatever are the pains and bottlenecks, we would like to jointly first understand and then come with solutions and curated products which will help them in the years to come. So that's our, mission and objective on this front, and a commitment for to grow our business in the semi-urban rural markets.
Fantastic. See, what we understand from our experience the last 27 years, what farmer looks for is how he can increase his income or reduce the cost of products. And now HDFC has come to the farmers to help. And the biggest help they are going to give you is to reduce the cost of your production. How the interest rate can come down from a huge, you can see from 80%, 60%, 40%, maybe coming down to 6%, something rural. How much you will be going down?
So it'll be, see, it's the rates are, also regulated, because with RBI and inflation going up, in the last 3 quarters, RBI has, increased it by 150 basis points. So, but we will be the most competitive rates available in the market amongst the banking segment.
See, such a product they are bringing into the rural and the farming community, and the plus point is that you can do it at your place. Mobile banking, You can take your gold loan. You can have your ATM card done. You can deposit your money. You can you can take out your money. Need not bother. It's all in seconds. And that also with a renowned, the best bank in India, HDFC. We wish HDFC all the best, and I'm sure the farming community will be leveraging these advantages, these services that is rendered by HDFC, especially in the villages. Thank you.